Welcome back, friends. Lost Coffee, and it's time for the second episode of The Great Ace Attorney, the first game of the two. Normally I would only do like one recording a day, but I want to do another one just because I want to see how things happen in this game. Like, I don't think we're going to get new mechanics yet, like the jury. But I really want to see how this plays out right now, so hopefully my throat can last. I'm going to try my best. Here we go. It's time to pop this guy. And here it is, right here. Present this. Gotcha, bitch. Look, what are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this what is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic print on my mustache. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. I swear to God. There's a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. Huh. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency. Oh, the game just autosaved. That there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Cosima, what? What are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? Sergeant Iesa Nosa. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir. Yes. But no, that just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because, take a closer look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Oh, that is hitting my throat really bad. There's the baby! There's the baby! What the... What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly, there's a clear discrepancy with the facts here. We do not agree, Sergeant Nosa. Yes, sir, at this juncture, that, would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were... a baby. Firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir. What? The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Iesa Nosa. Yes, Nosa? Yes, Nosa! Yes, Nosa! That's the joke, son of a b! Did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. That's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Oh, you did not? Yeah! Awarded inconsistencies here. Alright. There's the baby. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. Yeah, don't lie in court. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. But I definitely saw him. Oh, the baby's getting upset. The university cadet there, he's pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. Yes! That means I was behind him. But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up from off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either. Now, I'm getting a feeling that by hiragana, these are names. By katakana, there might be some other jokes with these names. Korakuta. Okay. Myself, I've already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Oh yes, you were looking for your Koban coin, weren't you? Indeed, the prize Hoyer Koban. Hunting around under the table. I was in case mayhap it had fallen there, and then it happened. Someone's got to explain to me if there's a joke with that guy's name. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only for finding my absconded away treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hoei Koban was lost to me. No doubt, some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. Ooh, he looked away! As I am sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Ochi? Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. Huh? My witnesses have further testimony to make. Explain. Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there's only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Naruhodo. Damn, I keep saying Naruhodo. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as Hideko glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir, at once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Freaking the baby, that's funny. It's a baby. It's a baby. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name, Aido. 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 Who's Aido? Aido. Aido Nosa. I don't know, sir. I don't know, sir. I don't know, sir. Oh my god. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. I do. Ten Shon. Your father's about to quarrel with an enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. Little kid's got a flat top too. I don't know, sir. Ah, yes, Anosa. Oh my god. The true culprit. I should save here really quick. Just for the sake of... You know, a Switch crashes very rarely, but you never know. Maybe a blackout will happen. Wrong button! There we go. Even though what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man, he was that young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman. Dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. Well, we saw a lady, but we have no way to prove she was there. These testimonies are certainly... Wait, that's nonsense! The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all! Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen him. Everyone there must have seen him. Oh, they're looking away. If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We're not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. Prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, Counsel? Yeah, that's not good. Indeed, at the table at which the victim was dining, taken by a investigator immediately after the incident, you can plainly see there's only one place set. Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. Photographic evidence? Photographic print of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true! I saw her! I saw that I swear that I saw a woman with him. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on their time after all. The witness testimonies we have just heard leave no further room for doubt. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that Takasuchi Ochi will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor. See if there's a joke with his name. If there's a joke, it's one I don't get. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth, in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick. Understood? Rules can be unbending at times. Cross-examination? The true culprit. First, let's look at the court record here. Look at people. We haven't looked at these guys. Let's see here. Head waiter, European-style restaurant, Le Carnival, Satoru Hosonoga. Hosono. He was serving there on the day of the incident. Iyasanosa, an army sergeant of the Empire of Japan who witnessed the incident. Oh, Curio. Yeah, his name's Curio. Kyuryo Korekuta, the owner of Rasute, who was hunting for a lost gold Koban coin at the time of the incident. Okay, evidence. Take a look at this version. Take a look at this first. Okay. Mark that he was right there. And there is tables behind there. Take a look over here. Now let's go back, look at over here. Trying to see if this steak was messed with. Can't tell from there. One glass, one bottle, probably the other thing. Does that steak look like it's been bitten into? You can't really tell here. See here, 1, 2, 3, and then the bite. 1, 2. Yeah, okay, they seem consistent there. Okay. I don't think I have anything. I'm gonna have to get them through pressing. Press.
Yes.
No. It's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so. Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked. Did you? Did you see it? Did you see me blink? How could I? And yet, it was an undeniable fact that I did blink. So there you have it. Have what? Attention! The sound of the firearm rang in my ears in the very next moment. I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman. I think that says it all, don't you? So it's a statement of a true thing happened, so it's true. So if the lady was there, then that's a true thing that happened as well, but no one believes it. And let us not forget that the antique dealer witnessed the accused in this most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so, Korekuta-san? Pointing his gun to the foreman, he wasn't gonna press. Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at that point in time. But I've told you already, that's only because I picked it up off the ground. Well, obviously, as the culprit that's the only way you could explain it away. I just finished drinking my coffee and I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And at exactly that moment, bang! So they'd have to prove that his gun was not the gun that was used to shoot. A gunshot rang in my ears. Full of events beyond our control, life is. Sorry? What do you mean? In your case, you found the pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Knife! Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the Koban from the floor, and find myself in an equally testing predicament as well, as a result. Anyway, the fact remains, I did see you, with pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner.
Yes.
How do we get this one to go better? You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there.
Objection.
As I've been at pains to point out time and again, I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. Only there'd been more people dining at that time, and someone else would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know, of course the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at a time of the day. Why he was alone. I ate at that time, what the hell? Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason. There was? This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. What is that, Counsel? It is a medical record report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. At a clinic, yes. There would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. Very day of the incident. So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case. I wonder. What do you think, Ryunosuke? Huh? Well, it is hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Did I ask for Dr. Wilson's medical report card to be submitted as evidence or not? Ask for it to be submitted.
Yes!
If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection!
Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request. Ah! Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. Victim's medical report card, I have it. Okay, let's take a look at it. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. Huh, you can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Perhaps you'd forgotten that these witnesses' testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused. Kodekuta-san? So we're at the third or fourth part? We're at the fourth part. So let's take a look at the evidence. So we go to present. There we go. Let's take a look at this. No, we don't go to present. I'm trying to look at the court record. How do I... No. Okay. Not trying to present, I'm just trying to look at it. Okay, just hit present. Can I look at these? Yeah, I can't examine these. I just can't examine this. I can't examine it? Why can't I examine this? The fact I can't examine it is curious. Well, let's keep pressing then. Alright, let's keep just press. I guess we can't. Okay, go. Press. So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone? That I did. Forgive me for the position I place you in. The testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on one point. Isn't that interesting? And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As can clearly be seen, there's only a single beefsteak on the victim's table, a meal for one. No. The antiques dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea. Alright. Press. There's a baby. There's a baby. Why aren't you telling the truth? What? What did you say, Cadet? I clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed. But for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion, it's just not possible. Look at them. Okay. Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry? The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone. That's right. Precisely. In other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady. But I do... If such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom lady be made. It is a blatant waste of the court's time. There's nothing I can say to that. Excellent work, Uranosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got there. Oh, you mean this? Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. Perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. That's what I wanted to do. Oh, exactly. You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Press A and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Use ours. That's what I want to do. There it is. I want to do that. You rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. By using L. Alright, there we go. Okay. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. The crosshair starts to pulsate. Press A to investigate further. Oh, thank you for pulsating. That helps it better. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical record report card. See if there isn't something new to be learnt by examining it in more detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. I need to use and A to inspect any areas of evidence that look suspicious. We're doing it. Here we are. Okay, what we got here? We got reading here. Medical report card required for every visit. Mr. John Wilson, Hada Clinic. It says Hada Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I've ever had in my life. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my arm. Ugh, I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life! Most people would give their right arm to have only had one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Date, not there. Record number. Okay, weird. It looks like this medical report card was first issued quite some time ago. It's probably a report of long-term treatment. That's why, with family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine going to a doctor. I mean, as long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one. Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors, then? Why would you? They make you drink horrible-tasting medicine. They give you painful injections. And then they demand lots of money from you for their privilege. All when you're not at your lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient. The bad case of stubbornness, no less, for which the only cure is very bitter medicine indeed. Open it up. Can we open it up? Can we open it up? There we go. Oh, there's a bunch in here. Let's have a look. Is this some kind of medical history? Ah, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so, just before the incident. He had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief, mainly. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. Ah, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink beside water for 3 hours, post-procedure, until anesthetic effects have passed. Oh, it's her steak! Ooh! Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. The medical report card's information has been updated in the court record. But this is new information. The meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Definitely! Now we'll see if we screw this up. Time to save here. In case I crap this up. There's a chance I might press in the wrong spot. Does happen. Yeah, it's no joke. You gotta not eat when they tell you not to eat. It is not good for you if you do. Yeah, go back, I messed up. Present here. A record of dental work on the day of the murder. The victim had undergone dental treatment and had been prohibited from eating or drinking anything but water. I have to present the specific. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical record. Wait a sec. What did I present you? Oh, I didn't present. I just looked at. I just examined it again. Don't. I can't quick skip. Oh, this is what I was looking for with the other thing. Okay. I can't skip this. Okay. Okay. So I did that wrong. I gotta put that one thing in, and then so I can skip dialogue then. I gotta go back in here a second so I can fix this. Yeah, turn off autoplay. Yeah, there. Now I can skip. There we go. That's what I wanted. There we go. Alright. Now I can get very faster. Hooray! Okay. That's okay. Alright. Back to our thing. Present.
Yes!
Take it. Well, I think, But what are you wittering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer? I wish I could, but first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Inosuke? Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma! I could see it clearly... I could see it quite clearly that in that cross-examination you just carried out, when you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Huh? Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Alright. And thanks for the advice. Karakuta-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim. Ah, I see. And I don't see. What of it? Boy? Comparing what is written in this report card with your witness statement, every time, something clearly doesn't add up.
Objection!
Dear me. Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. But that's... Remember, Inosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Excellency, I believe we've finished here. There's certainly no need to prolong this trial further. The witness Testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there's no one else besides this pale-faced pupil who could possibly have... Oh, he did it for real this time. This medical report has nothing to do with the case? You really believe that? What? That outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hada Clinic, which is issued the report card, is a dental clinic. Oh boy, serious now. A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted? What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating. Whoa! Just what are you trying to say, cadet? He had orders not to eat, so what? It's all written in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't... Kurakuta-san. What, boy, or what? As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case! Ugh. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. Ah! Expertly done, partner. There you go. Rubber. What? What is this nonsense, you little upstart? These baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection!
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic? Ha! How dare you! I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke? Yes! Most definitely! So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who in fact was eating the pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel. Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of your turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been... the as yet unknown third party. Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
Objection!
You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person.
Yes!
There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on this table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witnesses' testimony are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial. Relentlessly. Kazuma! Are you insane? You would take that on the government? Don't worry, Counsel, I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I I have issue with them, these two witnesses in the stand. What? What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies. Obviously, you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing. Complicit? In the murder? No! Yeah, don't lie about that. Negative. There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. I was just following orders. Ooh, that's right, as the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they, told us. Oops! Oh, what? What did you just say, Kurakuta-san? No. You were just following orders? Now, hold on, lad, I was, Say you never saw the gentlewoman? When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What?
Objection!
What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? This true, you pair? Ooh. Just one simple slip of the tongue. Oh dear. Order. Counsel, explain what is going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. Now he doesn't have conviction? Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? Look at the baby. That's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't... This can't be happening. Oh no. Ryunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Aochi had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly? Remember how we made progress before? Before? We're gonna examine the card. We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe. Please, wait, Your Excellency. I had no idea about any of this. That's what every Shinto god. I knew nothing. What does the defense have to say about all of this? Well, Your Excellency. No time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes into my head. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses is... I really should have looked at my stuff. Ah, wrong button! I hit the wrong button! There! What do you make of that? I hit the wrong button! I want to look at the court record! No! I want to look at this! Damn it. That's what I want to look at. Chief Inspector Hosonoga. There it is! That's the writing on the other side. These were the dot-to-dot-to. Okay. Great, I'm about to get a black mark for no good reason. There, what do you make of that? I think, Counsel, that you may want to close your ears as well as your eyes. Otherwise, the size of disappointment in the courtroom may very well deafen you. Ah! You feel you must close your eyes in crisis. Might I suggest you keep your mouth shut next time, too? Oops. Otherwise, I may have to use the influence I have in this courtroom to shut it. Permanently. I don't know what it is about that prosecutor exactly, but he really makes me wince in pain sometimes. I don't have a great deal of influence myself, but believe me, I can find other ways to make you keep your mouth shut as well. Alright, don't get angry. I'll think it again. There must be a clue somewhere in all that evidence in the court record. Yeah, I'm annoyed I wasn't able to check it while that was happening. Actually, now that I think about it, there might be some... Yeah, come, just get through this. Skip. Skippity skip. Next episode we'll have to do the Hosonoga because we don't have time. This a guy. Present.
Yes.
Well, surely that would be... Satoru Hosonoga-san! Hosonoga-san, the waiter who took the stand earlier.
Objection!
Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. If that is, the man truly were a waiter. What? If he truly were... Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hosonoga's son's real identity, as proven by this evidence. Ding!
Yes.
I'm not sure what this is supposed to prove, Consul. I think, Your Excellency, that what this proves is not the true nature of the waiter. The true nature of the accused. Sorry? A blackguard who would stoop to present irrelevant evidence to incriminate an innocent man. That is the true nature of this rookie. Oh, I did not... Ah, son of a... I have to look at it first. Try again. Go over all the evidence we have, but damn it! So, here's where I messed up. I didn't hit A. That's all I didn't do. Well, that's unexpected. What is it? Look, do you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonoga. Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. Okay, so here's a problem. I'm gonna give Edgeworth's voice to Sherlock Holmes, but it seems obvious this guy's supposed to be the ancestor to Edgeworth. Because he does the fingers to the head thing. Though Edgeworth has the white hair, so I was thinking him, but well, maybe these guys make that baby. Okay, well yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's unexpected, it's his job title. His job? Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonoga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth? I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here. Wait, his business card. Okay. There you go. Now I use that. Alright. Here we go. There. Son of a bee. Present.
Yes.
Mistakes. The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question? I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency. It's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's not of interest. That's of interest. I beg your pardon? Or perhaps I should have said the front? Yes! It's the front of the back of the card! That's where the telling detail is! Okay? Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Osanoga sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession. His true profession. The waiter's profession? But that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before? The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power, as far as regular civilians are concerned. So witnesses there on the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentleman at the scene? Well... The waiter's gonna say hold it? Yup! Inspector Osanoga! I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I feel like he's doing this because he wants to go after the blonde lady, or he doesn't want to tip off something with the blonde lady, or he just wants to cover it up. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. So you mean to say, you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course. Your salary must be terrible. I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga. But you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. I just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would also have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you require these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable! As I suspected. Bang! As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair. Beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table is a young lady, whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say... They moved the Englishwoman from the scene at once. Robble, robble. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what is if this Englishwoman is the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. Ah. The Empire views the friendly terms of this relationship with the Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name the Englishwoman as their primary suspect would make things a lot nicer for them, really. Without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right! Huh. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young Englishwoman. What? Ooh, you're a shrewd man. I can see why you're chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. What? You mean... When I removed the woman from the scene of this crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table is a certain Miss... Giselle Brett. Jezebel? I don't know. It's best... Giselle? Giselle? I'm doing Giselle Brett, yeah. She's indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yume University's medical faculty. What? What is happening here? We're about to hit an hour, shoot. I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with the situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. Huh? However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this time.
Objection!
But, Your Excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings in my courtroom. Ah! Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir? You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency. But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So it won't be a problem. I'm dying. Nothing will get in my way. Nothing will get in my way. Yeah, that sounds better. Court will adjourn briefly. Prosecution must call the English student, Giselle Brett, to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency. I gotta do a girl voice next, okay. Good, then we'll have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. Kickball time. To be continued. Alright, that's a stop. I was going to stop a minute earlier, too. Perfect stopping point. To be continued. My throat appreciates. Save your progress? Yes. Oh wow, is that classic Phoenix sound. Saving. And stopping there. Okay. Gonna do part 2 next time. So that right there is the game for now. My throat is shut. I had fun a bit from watching. That's what's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.